Lotus, though, in this veto. It probably gives me
Okay,
more
BBL on
confidence
defense,
than Sunset
Pacific
would,
on attack.
and at least the start of that one looked all right. So I want to see those performances from Ninja again on this chamber, from 7. And starting out on the attack, they're heading into Creven's setup, but he is by himself on this C site.
I mean, as Creven though, and we've seen what he can do time and time again.
What is that, bro? He's running.
And he's even able to get 7 on the fadeaway, so advantage on the retake.
I mean, by his standards, that is audacious anyway. And now Pacific looking to fight into CT.
Yeah, and Creven happy to concede this, as well BBL are looking to support him in his move through this one. You've even got Lover's Rock deposited towards main, which
look how active they are right now. So
yeah,
it's a great shot though, in theory.
To work with here for Pacific, and BBL start to come back in. Ninja doesn't even want anything to do with this. Tries to play in Waddle, but
this crossfire should be too strong still with the 3. It's a good omen flash. Mate, I need that guy Water to start swinging. There we go.
Once again, going to be a highlight. Can he best Creven? No. A one-on-one against Cupid. A difficult task, but has to commit to the spike, and Cupid will catch him out. Pacific win.
It was a great reaction from them, by the way. Prod over towards Heaven and insta-take Waterfall, and then they just got so much space. If VALORANT maybe loses this 1v1, then I think it's a completely different round, but...
Thinking to himself, that's a bit awkward.
This one.
But I think, honestly, pretty well defended by BBL, at least at the start.
This crossfire is just...
For me, there was
so
definitely
sick.
a disconnect on the Pacific side, despite the
Teams are getting
win.
too good at off the
It looked like it was
Ponzi.
sort of every man for themselves there in Waterfall, but Cupid makes the most of the late positioning. And yeah, he's got his headphone wire plugged right back in, so no time to waste. Early util combo out on A, and this is something that you're going to see a lot with Ninja on the chamber. Just using that TP to draw out early utility, get himself on these aggressive lines, whereas you can see the Outlaw is going to be great at punishing BBL's early aggression.
Yeah, and the way that Lotus works, 3 sites is very hard to get a stack right. You're trying to force your opponents into it somewhere. And right now, when you see what's going on right now, I mean, Pacific are happy to allow BBL to rotate around like headless chickens.
Yeah, I think, look, Pacific put together some pretty decent rounds from a macro perspective, but the desk was talking about it. BBL themselves, with this Yoru especially, have all of the tools to manipulate the map. TP is waiting on C, but anyone's best guess as to whether Lover's Rock takes it. And no, he does just cancel that one. I think you'll see it most when it flips over to their attack side, because
they want to have the plant.
That fake of the door that they like
they
to use
should probably still let 7 or Waddle plant.
Push, but
30 seconds left.
As of right now, VALORANT completely detached with the Ghost here, just the 1 pistol in this anti-eco.
And when he sees the fade, it should be easy enough to get, but it's about the information and what he can find. There's the Yoru, and Shaq so far just not missing a beat.
Shaq behind the tree. .jpeg there by Rose, not fooling anybody.
I was wondering where you were going with that one.
Yeah, yeah. Like many of my jokes, drawn out like this round. As you can see, Loiter just trying to flank in, and honestly, Pacific have kept this one pretty clean.
1 armory buy, that's it right now.
Feeling good about their bonus. How many rounds do you think they need from this attack side to sort of entice the possibility that they can win this map?
It's an end zone flawless for Pacific, and probably 12.
12?
I'm not going to go as far as that.
Not holding on to any hope in that second half?
12 is outrageous.
At the very least.
8-4? That's respectable. I'll go 1 better, and I'll go 9.
Yeah, I think the problem is we've seen it time and time again, Pacific 7-5 half, maybe even 8-4, right? And then they just don't convert on the second half.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because they get ahead of themselves and they're thinking, oh guys, we could definitely do this one. And then unfortunately, things do fall by the wayside. And I think, honestly, for me, I don't even think it's like a matter of like, how many rounds can you get in a half. Yeah. I think for me, it's all about the pistol round, because as soon as they lose that second pistol round, I think they start to lose a little bit of their own momentum.
Yeah, you know what, while we have a moment here, I want to talk about some psychology, Cairo. The way I see Pacific, it's like the plateau of latent potential.
VALORANT, I mean, he's decent, man. He's a good aimer.
It's a pretty popular book, James Clear. you can make those improvements, right, despite the results, but not until they get that breakthrough.
Mr. Banger game last night. Yeah, I saw the scores.
In a series, are you going to see it? I think this Pacific team's definitely much better under the surface than it was. The pickup of Waddle, for example, definitely helped unlock some more of that potential. But again, we are just waiting to see them actually go and do it. And I think that's the most painful thing.
Yeah, and I think as well, the problem with Pacific, as you see, is that first win. And it feels like it's a self-fulfilled prophecy in the sense that they get towards that map 3 and then just fall completely away as they start to believe, oh, we are cursed, and then it continues in a cycle. And I think
it was
maybe
a 7-hour America's Day.
The tier 2 teams,
and they went for
like maybe they feel a little bit more at home. They know some of these players.
I think in Americas they just everyone has a hydration break.
Is also someone captaining this.
As soon as they let one team do it, now everyone's just doing
selfless, you know, for the rest of his team. And just to give you all an update on why we aren't back in just yet, we've had to quickly restart a game for one of the players, but looks like we should be heading back in pretty soon. Yeah, he's always been someone, you know, first person to defend his teammates, wants to make sure that they're in the best possible position. I think he's very aware of the narrative that surrounds this team. And like you say, it's a subconscious thing. It plays on your mind. They've got to let that go now, though. Into the bonus,
fast.
And yeah, it's this A fight with Ninja at the front.
Ball pass and aggro for BBL.
That's the TP. Yeah, Lover's Rock gone. Cupid's still here
above the smoke, I guess.
Rose just gets a clean one. 7 as well, though.
Dude, look at that damage done as well. Rose 2 HP.
Doing extremely well. Ninja unfortunate not to get
should be a bonus.
More, but just doesn't realise there's a player on Rubble.
Oh.
Yeah, there's no TP here either.
Yeah, so Loita's going to get an easy one here, or it should be. This confirmation. But still advantageous for Pacific.
Straight into the B pivot.
Rose is going to hear the melee.
Only 2 HP, was a whisker away from dying.
Yeah, but it's clean in the front. Loiter, though, he's gone. No support. 2v1. Creven,
not pretty.
Seen what he can do on the C side. On a retake, it's actually 1 versus 1s. It seems like
double swing on this one.
Waddle doesn't miss, and neither does Pacific. Bonus round converted. That's not like Sunset.
No, and that's a very impressive one too. Really nice double peek at the end there to wrap it up, but at least in terms of the initial idea, Pacific's so happy to receive that A pressure, like I was saying. Ninja with a nice opening
camera
pick.
shot.
Cupid fakes the TP. He
shot.
really should have had a kill here, but a little hesitant perhaps to round the corner, and Rubble gets cleared. I like that Pacific are so quick to then take the B site though, rather than hanging around. Valorant giving them a constant outlet on this fight.
I think if they're doing that deep smoke, they got to be a lot more on top of that headshot pass.
Go on to lose, and that's why Pacific haven't been winning maps.
It's for both of these teams going to be focus on being perfect, right? For BBL, not giving chances away and not failing under pressure.
Yeah.
Well, CypherCam's seen, so you would think to yourself after seeing the fade in CypherCam, there's possibly 2 players towards this A side.
The theory is a little incorrect though, because the numbers haven't arrived just yet, but as you say that, it's information. So
yes.
BBL are working off the back of this. They could have near on 4 or 5 players if Lover's Rock chooses to take the TP, as there's plenty of noise.
Spike solo over towards door. Prowler's missed. Spike. And a gun.
The back of sight, as you see, Rose from tree. This is where rounds
it was just going a little too smoothly.
It's falling apart. The seams are being pulled. VALORANT nowhere to be seen. At least Spike recollected.
Hit the no-scope.
Yeah, and Ninja now needs to get out. TP being used. VALORANT now, the real pivot point. He needs to be the danger in which Pacific use.
He ultimately wants to use the element of surprise to get a kill, unfortunately. Uses the molly in blue room, and
yeah, I'm not sure about that molly.
They can just flood right back in on this spike plant.
Yeah, and VALORANT went searching in heaven. Spike does go down at least. Ninja caught out. So VALORANT has to give us a 1 versus 4. 7 kills in the past 3 rounds. It's a good return, but it needs to be even better, and he can't reach that mark.
It's a devastating round, man. It was going way too good for them. I don't know what they're doing though. Spike solo over towards door. Prowler hasn't cleared close right.
Make it stop. I said it coming right into the round as well. It's rounds like this that has stopped them from being a competitive team in this division. It just happens in these micro moments. Every player for themselves. You're seeing, what, Waddle solo clearing tree there?
Yeah.
As the Fade player, you should be prowling in for someone else, perhaps. It just gets a little bit chaotic on the call, I think, ultimately, and BBL are on the board, but no time to rue that mistake. PCIFIC right back into this. And just creating pressure, no presence on the A fight this time.
Happy to give it up. Lovers Rock, the one
Team
to
Heretics
hold
or
the
Team
angle.
Fnatic? Fnatic should want it more. And that normally wins out in VALORANT at this stage. But Heretics have looked way better.
With that chamber voice line ringing out across
Sometimes.
the server at the start of the round, everyone on BBL should be on high alert.
Sometimes they've looked horrendous.
Not wanting to give away a peek. Smoke sets up Kreven for a really strong
majority
off.
of the time they've looked better.
The B door here. And actually Lovers Rock looking through his own lens all the way up in A lobby. Heard the step, but couldn't find the kill.
100%. And Ninja on the other side has managed to catch LaRock. So PCIFIC have options should they want to pivot. And Lovers Rock still not caught out with this operator. Can't connect. And that's two in a row now that he's missed. But Rose
Valante's gone solo over towards B when they had the advantage. Kreven takes a timing with the smoke.
Perfect to bail Kreven out. He can reposition now, but it is a C finish for PCIFIC.
And Rose finding himself in another corner, but does get cleared. Oh, it's a bit awkward, and PCIFIC trade.
Kreven, what are you going for, mate?
Can't quite get the spam through the door.
Well, this is going to be mad.
Playing off this kill
so when this smoke goes, there could be any side of him.
No idea.
Kreven up on top, denies the swing, denies the round. Unbelievable.
That's insane.
Cannot be taken
It can literally be anywhere. There's a cage that leaks out, connects it into their smoke, jumps into their smoke.
No access to see there.
They had no idea.
It's completely unexpected in an elevated position. I want to give some credit in the early round here to how Lovers Rock was handling the A aggression. Really nice micro detail, uses the fake out so the Prowler latches onto it so he can keep that distance between him and PCIFIC. But again, still nothing going. Some money beneath them here, and the A-Jewel to open it up as we'll listen into the comms.
Oh, the nade Teva was probably the most perfect you can get at. It insta-popped him.
Two. Can we search into the marker?
Okay. Wait for the article.
Big, ready?
Yeah, one, two.
Complete shutdown of PCIFIC.
Yeah, not the best.
On the A fight.
Not the best
Had
listening.
some pretty short listenings on Lotus. Yeah, that wasn't the shortest. Not far either. And here it's going to take a miracle to turn things around. But Ninja and VALORANT have been the ones in the limelight. Ninja gets things started. Fantastic, in fact. 2 kills. Still 3 targets left to find.
And if they could fight their way onto site, there is a pit to use.
I mean, Rose is cornered here. It's his contact that Lovers Rock is reliant upon, and the swing is delayed from VALORANT.
Nice shot on that.
Styling on him with the eye in his hands. The all-seeing IGL of BBL gets them back on terms.
Yeah, I mean, sees need to start off the round, and from there it is like top lane.
Yeah, dude, look how fast he dies here.
Cooper, no
Ooh,
way out.
mate.
Yeah. It's an interesting one too, because Cooper have been conditioning that fake TP so many times, thinking that maybe this was his window to change things up and actually stick it. But BBL just rinse and repeat. Absolutely no risks taken.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, speaking about VALORANT's Viper, it looks good, but
A lot of ults for PCIFIC. This should be
one
around.
of the best in the league, especially on form right now.
Fatal, Razor, Omen ult to make him leave sight,
Deep
or you could
camera
commit.
this time round.
Could clear
So
back at C
PCIFIC
side as well. Most people
unable
these
to
days are
find
just
it.
Omen ulting here if you see someone
Down a
nade Teva.
dark path since winning that bonus round.
Nearer power,
BBL
thanks so much for
have
the
not let
Prime as
up.
well. Thank you for the whole year, mate.
There are ultimates to play with, though, in this early cycle of the first half. You can see Showstopper, Nightfall, all big tools that could be used for an execution.
This was a nice jump spot to see if any numbers are following up the Prowler.
Where PCIFIC are trying to drag the attention of BBL with this slow scale up behind the wall feigned, but no player presence. And Rose should be quick to clear it. He has the Haunt available. The Prowler just confirms there's nobody there, so Kreven has it all to do yet again.
He's so dead.
Should tell you exactly where the Cypher is, and Seven makes no mistake about it. I mean, right now, BBL tried to flood back in, and Pacific happy to brawl like this and come out the other side.
Too many odds, just an easy round. It's hard to repeat this though.
On the clear this time, Rose finding one on the way back in. He's been good for clutches, but not this sort of heroics.
No, not a 1 versus 3, especially with the post plant from main. It should be near enough impossible
Very
if
nice.
it is. As Pacific give us the 4th and has it in these flood sites. It seems as if that's where Pacific thrive.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't have minded them hitting the C site a little bit more, despite the fact that Kreven have been kind of owning them. If he doesn't find that first kill, and yeah, Seven just invests the ult here, then they've been able to hold back that flood quite nicely. In terms of initial exchanges, Ninja finding value from this op as well, it's been pretty evergreen. And again, he's going to look for this one outside of 8.
Entry in towards this A duel. At the same time, BBL, they give all this util and then completely retreat.
It's just a seize, no nade this time as well. And with Lover's Rock
Might
left
just
behind,
duel over towards
it's
B
a
here.
proxy war between the two operator players here. Rose on that re-clear again, but spots nothing. Lover's Rock, I don't know if he saw
I don't
anything
think
with
the Yori saw him
shoulder
either. That'll do it
Finally,
though.
The Horn confirms player presence. But in the meantime, Pacific have split up 2 and 2. They're ready to split through B towards C.
Yeah, you're not going to win that duel against Lover's Rock. La Rock, though, happy to send Pacific packing.
Just a little delayed on some of these fights, really.
Yeah, the activation. Just a little bit off.
Timing's off.
Heaven
Didn't think he
tries
was going to walk
jump
through
up,
the
gets caught out,
smoke.
and Pacific ready to pounce
He's
now.
done that one too many times now.
Yeah, exactly. But VALORANT, I thought, would have immediately got the pit down instead. Immediately goes
Wait, they're
for
gonna win
the
this?
fight. That's 3.
Oh!
Oh, lovely
Spike
stuff.
down, C.
Spike down, though, and that's an issue because it's against Lover's Rock.
30 seconds
Aloe
left.
has the pick. Cupid's still waiting for that smoke to cycle back up. They know it's the op they're up against. They just don't know where from.
Is he gonna realize? He does.
Cupid uses that smoke, but look at Lover's Rock. He's in it immediately. He knows
Classic
what he's
only.
up against. Oh, but the timing works against him.
What?
Can't quite deny, but back on the operator. The spike plant does go in, but
Spike planted.
it's all about these duels next.
Lover's Rock has them pinned here.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't need to move. Lover's Rock needs to be the one who's going for the retake. Needs to be the one to try and move Pacific. Finally get some information to work off. But
Kill would give him a TP here, but it's just so tight and no reason to give him what he wants.
not at all, but
Oh.
VALORANT he does, and that
Hang
could
on.
be the mistake.
Oh, the fake TP might work.
The fake TP actually. Cupid low, immediately
Time's
into
pretty
his
low.
own smoke. And this is probably the way to play it. As BBL, they're going to lose this one. Lover's Rock would have to commit to the spike defuse. Pacific up to 5. And that was a 3 versus 5.
Yeah, and I tell you what, it was pretty
And
rough
maybe
going in the end there for
Kreven needs
Pacific.
to
Cupid's not even going to get to save the weapon
leave
as Lover's
sight.
Rock walks away with an op in
I'll
his
say it's
hands.
unlucky timing.
And only a
It
dent
is
his
to an
confidence,
extent, but the
perhaps.
smoke's out here, so the 3v5 they got to
Again,
try
he's been
something.
able to shut down this site flood that we're talking about, and this time maybe it's a slight error of timing by Kreven trying to reposition on top of the boxes again.
Bro, you tried to win the round, hello?
Makes sense from Valorant actually later on there to go looking for some information because of how back-footed Pacific ended up being. And now they're in the lead again on the attack in the first half. We have seen this story several times. The conclusion, not quite foregone.
Yeah, and it's a typical key timeout. And I don't mean that as in key as in the vital, key as in the coach. Because something that me and you are used to, Hazard, and this is what we always spoke about in Tier 2, when we saw BBL go behind, when we saw them start to fall away a little bit.
I think anyone in
keep the
Pacific
timeout
roster
and it would be the
joins
same
another
BBL that
top
you
team,
always
or do you think they
expected.
stay in weaker teams?
And I think looking at what has been going pretty
With
well for
teams
them so
going
far,
from 12 to 8, they'll probably be in tier
they've
2
been leaning
teams.
heavily on this A control. It's interesting. Lover's Rock has the op out.
Just
and
gonna be
going
less
through the
franchise
stats,
teams.
He was one who really impressed me. 2.8 first kill to first death ratio, which is the highest for any duelist player, and almost 2 times as much value as the player in second, the rate on 1.5. So, want to see him get a little bit more active here, honestly. And again, he's going to make up part of this A play. And yeah, Rose wants to invest the C's again.
Ready once again. Oh, that C's has caught 7. Luckily enough, no nades off the back of it, as the Rock is holding
Big
down
Joe
B
from
main.
B.
And he needs to be careful as players start to scale.
It's a really nice timing here, actually, if Pacific take that next step forward into B. Maybe wanting to create a little bit of pressure on A and then go for this pivot through the door.
Oh, but Spike's on the other side of this right now, and that's an issue. Oh,
Tree control
Fake
has been
A pressure into Beast, but the Omen
BBL
flash
now,
is great though,
the
dude.
game
Look at
is
his
up. It is a B
cage
execution.
protection.
Yeah, the players on B are so aware and so happy to receive any pressure. BBL has it every single time, very quick.
Very calm on it.
Rocket not hitting, but the spike so hard. to
BBL
try
did
and
such a
get
good
back.
job here. If
Yeah.
you look at Rose,
Gets to this
they
point in the round,
created
Pacific are
pressure
probably
here,
thinking about giving up
insta-clears
the
it with the
ghost here.
Prowler. Everyone was so aware of what was going
It's
on.
really intelligently played by
Omen
Lotus,
flash for the peek
solo
over towards
paranoia
B.
back into
Cage
Tree
just
to
goes up,
face check
protects
that,
him.
Make sure no one had moved up, and instantly
BBL's
knowing
reactions
that
here are
lane
just like
wasn't
perfect.
occupied. The attention shifts towards B. Kreven was already waiting in Waterfall. He moves
30
over to
seconds
support
left.
Larok, and just like that, it's a shutdown from the site players.
And the last 2 Pacific players happy to save because money is getting tight. You're not going to be able to buy up an operator. And back within one, our
10
BBL
seconds
post
left.
key timeout.
I think it's important to note as well that, of course, for BBL, this is about continuing that momentum. Or more so, finishing the groups with confidence, right? Not leaving anything in the server, because they'll get a 2-week break should they top it.
He didn't Prowler
as we're
tree?
expecting to be the
I'm
case.
like pretty confident he did.
And again, just putting themselves
Wait, he has
in
a Prowler.
situations where they can thrive.
What did they do here then?
Rose as a leader.
Did Omen
always
just
happy to
insta
take
face
these
it?
risks. These gambles that can give them big results.
Omen must have faced
I'm
them.
just wondering what the change-up is on the A-hold this time. He's been seizing it pretty consistently every
GTL,
single
thank
round.
you so much, man. Appreciate
Did
that.
get caught by the
Thank
fade
you.
eye of Waddle in the previous.
Prowler on attack, Paranoia back.
Same util again.
Cooper, though, manages to escape very deep towards the lip of the wall. Here. And there's little to no resistance here on the A side of things. Rose playing
Not
around
this
the door,
again.
gets caught by the Prowler.
Hey.
Oh, Ninja even able to capitalize
What's
on the
going
kill.
on here?
It's Loiter and No Man's Land, and 2 big kills for Pacific.
Yeah, tempo change, deciding to just fully commit to the A execution off rip here. And moving
Rose
into
has gone for a
post-round
bold
5
one there.
versus 3. VALORANT has the ult to play off of. Everyone on BBL is retaking from the Heaven side.
Issue is Lover's Rock operator completely denied. Cooper able to catch off the Cypher of Kreven, who, let's be honest, has missed the mark since the early rounds. Couple of
we're
kills,
saving
sure,
again.
but BBL denied entry to the site. Lover's Rock happy to give things up, as his operator is of key importance for how this defense works and able to keep it.
Yeah,
They got good ults
Just
to retake
hanging
if they
on.
want to leave the site.
as Pacific aren't going to have enough space to chase, and of course their own financial issues need to be kept under wraps. It's an operator recovered that goes into the hands of Waddle, as that was essentially just a force up and a gear shift entirely, sending it a lot more directly after we'd seen these constant exchanges towards Rubble, where Pacific were quite happy to give up that space just so long as they could bait out the early BBL utility. And when we speak about this being such a key area of the map to open up those additional lanes,
I love
it
that.
looks like, again, into the next round, we're going to be getting more of it.
Mate, it really does.
I love the build-up into that. He was talking so calmly.
VCT EMEA, same utility as you would expect. This time there is going to be a nade behind it, but Pacific haven't scaled. They're happy to respect this so far.
They should be
Ninja
ready
one
for this
on the
angle. They
line.
keep getting owned by
it
it.
does
Bruh.
catch Lover's Rock.
They're-
Something that we've not seen
I've never
very
seen a
often.
team have a
Okay,
smoke
the
but
Beast
get
Rock
owned by
after
an
all,
angle
Byron.
so
So, yeah.
much.
We'll see. No dimensional drift later into the round. As we
The
said,
amount of times I see them
BBL
go
have been playing
aggro
to
A,
hold
the
these
fact they
sites a
still
lot of
get
the
wrecked
time.
by
It's
it
only
is
Kreven here
insane.
this time around.
Kreven, mate, you're trying the same thing
Cages
every round as
once
well.
again.
Support arriving.
You gotta leave the site at one
He
point.
needs to stay alive long enough for the support to matter. And 7 will render this round unwinnable. PCIFIC happy to go up to 7, happy to take that advantage, and we said at bare minimum an 8-4 half.
Yeah, we did. Looking at the money here, I think BBL will be able to buy back in. That's no problem. They've got the op, of course, Lotus with a rifle as well. But yeah, impressed by
Do
PCIFIC.
you sleep or eat after
Completely
Pacific?
turning this one on its head.
I eat after Pacific, yeah.
The way that
I
they've
don't sleep. Normally
interpreted,
goes straight into it.
BBL's defensive game plan.
I just sleep after
and what
the
space
first Americas.
they deem to be most
the
valuable.
moment.
Again, it started with that A duel, but then a quick shift towards the C site. Going shoulder to shoulder with Kreven, and yeah, 7 stepping out with a couple of big kills. We're starting to feel his impact right now. And most importantly, PCIFIC have a load of ults to go off into the next.
Lovely sprayed out by 7.
I think even as well there, Ninja has that gap on the smoke. He can jump up because of the way that main has now changed. So just little
Which bit is he
openings
at?
that PCIFIC are finding.
Saving? Saving?
That's poor. We've seen better. Come on.
I go over towards A again. Surely they don't
We
get
need to
owned
see
from the
better
same
from
angle.
BBL, especially on this A play where so far it seems as if PCIFIC have been getting the better of their opponents recently. Lover's Rock. Does he realise
Keeper's got an extra angle for them to look out for. Oh boy.
Cupid the one to get the kill. BBL still want to continue to fight and now having to retreat after the ultimate.
Yeah, but once again, it's these little gaps that PCIFIC are starting to find for themselves. Cupid in that corner. Audio wasn't heard. They're going to freeze and most likely look to reinvestigate A, but in the meantime, you're expecting Rose to do something here. He's not the kind of captain to just sit back and watch. Loiter also queued up inside this smoke. How many players are BBL going to bring
on
to
this,
this
dude,
fight?
They don't change their play when they have ults as well. Very slow to adapting on this one.
Loiter didn't see anything, so actually the rotation is just completely wrong.
Mitch likened PCIFIC to the mighty Ducks, and it seems as
Damn,
if
that was a
now
nice little peek.
towards
Read the
last
smoke well.
round of this half, they've found their flying V, but I mean, there's bodies here to try and deny, but that A site is completely open. 7 there to deny any more rotations. LaRock, the only answer back so far. VALORANT now the one to hold on towards that space next to Rubble, as he's under pressure. There's information now being given through Kreven's ultimate. And that should be enough to try and set yourself up right for a 2 versus 4, but you can't give anything away. As Cupid sprays them
Very
down.
nice, man. They got 8.
PCIFIC have the bare minimum of 8-4.
Yeah, you can't
lot,
count
mate.
PCIFIC out on this map, and they've proved
With a
exactly
chamber comp?
why. An 8-4 half, and I tell you what, Cairo, again, while it is a little slow in the mid-round there, showing some calmness that we're yet to see from this team.
The ults are non-existent for BBL.
Well, BBL had some spicy predictions before stage 2. Let's see how well those have aged.
Nice! Come on, baby. Incredible. Incredible, guys.
For stage 2, I think it's gonna be different from stage 1 because of the meta changes, and like after Masters Santiago also we got no time to give some ults. At the same time we just trying to adapt for the new meta also.
We are just like family, and is our biggest strength on the matches on the stage, and every guys are too good for aim and for brain. On this stage I wait a little bit hard because and first seed and second seed gonna be go champions. Every team is gonna be fight on this stage, but we are gonna be champ on this season on this stage. And second team is I think Fnatic. BBL and Fnatic gonna be go champ. I think too hard but not too easy too, like average.
BBL and Fnatic.
So BBL into Fnatic to champs. What are you thinking about that?
I agree with half of it.
Right, okay. And do you believe that Pacific can at least send us to map 3?
Yeah, I actually do.
TTL again,
to be
appreciate you,
honest,
mate. Thank you for that.
8-4 doesn't feel like a gargantuan task for BBL to surmount to here. Honestly, we have seen them come from further behind in previous games, but honestly, I still think there's something about this Pacific team. Map 2, right? We're going the distance again. It's feeling very samey, and it always will until they actually end up winning one of these. So, got to keep the faith, and I think that'll be the same mantra for the players in the server right now, looking to break that balance and find a first round. Maybe we will see them in Barcelona.
Double frenzy.
After all.
Who knows? Pacific try to start things off right in this second half. That haunt not good.
Yeah, that is not a good fade eye.
Seems if there's a pivot towards C. Cooper should have notification of this with the second opening, and he's going to try and get support through 7.
Yeah,
7's going to have an A here.
So
might be
definitely
decent.
help deny this.
Well, the players are out, and 7 has already hit the mark. So is Cooper. Lovely nade, and doesn't quite get the kill from it. That's a good response from BBL.
Oh, Waddle can spam this though.
Look at the damage though.
But the angle is not quite right. Looking at BBL's post plant here, they've got a little bit of time to set this one up.
6
Ninja
bullets.
is that second layer though, just faking out the door for now.
Remember, has the head hunter. It's 50 to the body, and there's a few players within touching distance.
Look at the damage on BBL. Everyone below that range.
Yeah, I mean, VALORANT good on a pistol round and has been again. Knows where at least
Frenzies.
one of the players are, and a tap of the spike should be out at least one. They know the omen as well. The last remaining player gone. Pacific.
Damn, nicely done.
win
I
the
mean, that
second
should be the
pistol
map, really.
and start to break trends.
The trend that speaks in favor of them, though,
Does
is the fact
BBL
that they've
agree
only
and
lost
they
one
force
pistol
into
so
it
far
with
in
the
this
plant?
series. I said it right at the top of the show, but it's those little wins that you've got to take to string something together here. If we want to see them get that win, that first win today against the organization that previously housed those BBL players. Are we seriously clip farming, guys?
Ah, mate, this Pacific, that's the best thing that they can do at this moment in time.
Okay, yeah, stick that in the trophy cabinet. But on to the next round. Nothing to laugh
Force
about
by.
here.
They
BBL
agree.
forced up immediately.
They gotta win
were
this
looking
round.
for the B
Chamber low committed on this one. Can
push,
obviously
just wanted to
TP away.
dive bomb
I
straight
say
on
that.
from main.
Kind of
It's towards
far away from
Ninja,
the
though,
TP.
with
Gotta get
this
back there.
Outlaw
There we go.
now in TP range.
Yeah, and I'm
No risk.
glad that he's taken no risks here. Oh,
That is a heavy armor.
Manages just to get out. Oh, glad he had a heavy shield. And the players now start to head towards Waddle.
Ridiculously bold.
The next player to step up to the plate, only with a Spectre. Backing off a little bit. It will beat out these Stingers at range quite handily. And you can see a little bit more damage inflicted now with the support of 7.
Still doesn't get towards the site, and that's where Waddle's going to feel most pressure.
BBL being given so much respect here by Pacific, wanting to play the numbers
They get that
game.
judge set up over
They
towards
are gonna
heaven. It
give
might
up
be
a
done
post
though.
plant, most likely. And that is the risk that they end up taking. And you can see it's a long rotation for Ninja.
Is that a worrying sign though? Giving away a post plant, they're giving away these fights. I mean, sure, it still goes Pacific's way. There's upgrades to be had. Lotus though is on 4 HP.
I don't know if they know about this judge though, and that could get really scary up close and
He's
personal.
just not in a
on the
good
spike
position with it.
plant.
Yeah, but
Rose trying to create a crossfire with the
Thing is, they might not
platform
open door
control.
though.
Don't know about
Oh, this
that
gets
at
weird.
very
Okay, nice
least. I mean,
spam.
the spam good. Now Rose with just a stinger up on high. I mean, first fight good, second not. Pacific double
They're just in that
digits.
weird thing where they
and
just
it
gotta
doesn't matter
force
how
every
many
single round.
casualties they take because they get through the round against the force buy, and that's the money shot for BBL. Stuck to 4 rounds most likely for the next few, and just when we think back to what was the start of this map, where Pacific ended up losing against Pistols after winning the bonus, they've almost gone one better here by setting up what will be their own bonus against, well, another investment from BBL.
Nice! Come on!
Feels like BBL have almost resigned themselves to a third map here.
feels like that is the case.
It is weird
Still
force fight.
looking to try and
Priority of
force
heavy
back
armor
in.
because of the outlaw.
Economy not good, but I mean, banging their heads against the wall. So has a let's try and check in with the comms and see exactly how they maneuver this buy.
Sola birlikte yürüyün, ben kapıyı açacağım. Al bombayı sana veriyorum.
Dikkat et.
Umut attı adam, kıracağım onu.
Okay. Kanka bu çocuğu itemedim.
Hobbit pikliyor, sorun yok.
Gel.
Kapıyı açtım,
Kapıyı
prover açacağım Tri'ye.
Gelin Hobbit atıyorum bomba at.
Attım.
Tutuyorum. Bir.
Uzaktan ot ya, biz yapalım birlikte.
Pikle.
Bekle
Sakin.
oraya attı.
Pikliyorum. Ya pikledim.
Kapıyı açacağım bir daha.
Bana ne verdin?
Bravo.
Kill.
Hakkını çıkar.
Koşmamıza gerek yok be.
Tamam
Pikliyorum
tamam
kanka.
koşmuyoruz.
BC'nin
Arkamızda- arkamızda-
Pikliyor. Pikliyor.
Sakin.
Tamam sakin sakin.
Sakin,
Buraya smoke.
beklesene.
A pikledi beyler. Fade. Side'da sağda. Phantom'um var benim helal olsun.
Main 55 vurdum.
Derse smoke verdim.
Diyorum, pikledim.
Pikliyor solda.
Solda. Vur onu.
Tara. Nice oğlum.
Bek var bir tane, al
Phantom
gel.
var solda, Utku.
Prover açacağım, buraya C'ye dönsene.
Tamam C'ye dönüyor.
Mutlak C'ye dön.
Chamber B'deydi
Star
55
Wars'lara
vurdum
dikkat beyler.
Chamber'a.
Star Wars'lara dikkat. Aynen alamaz.
Arka.
Arkayı vur.
Nice,
C koşma, sakin.
Tamam koşuyorum.
Silahını alalım onu.
Silahını al.
Chamber B'deydi. 55.
A yürüyelim.
Alt.
A'yı cross koş.
Ernoz önden yürüsene bir canım var.
Gel,
Ernoz'u
yürüyorum.
bekleyin.
Tamam.
Pikledim. Yürüyorum A'ya, gel soluma dikkat edin. Yürüyorum full.
Space ver biraz.
Space
Space ver
kapa.
Ernoz.
Tamam,
Space kapa.
30 seconds left.
Yürüyorum seninle.
Chamber outlaw'da 55 vurdum tekrar diyorum.
Gelin soldan yürüyorum sayda.
Tabii olabilir tabii.
Pikledim.
Yürü önden yürüyorum, gel.
Pikledim.
20
Bir
saniye.
yere açacağım.
At.
Bekle.
At backside'e
Attım.
gidiyorum.
Bombayı kapalı, kurtiriyi boş.
Kapıya
One way
drop
var.
alır.
Tamam, dikkat et, drop olur.
Bakıyordur abi.
Heaven'a varmayı
10
verdik.
seconds
Tamam.
left.
Main easy yap. Main.
Adamın borusu var mı?
Benim bir-
Going for the two. Oh, nice.
They're keeping heaven. I'm running too.
Fade still one HP.
Blind and swing
Guys,
side.
go together tree. Go together tree.
Wait, chill.
I'm gonna paranoia everything, okay? You just trade me. 1, 2.
You open 3.
You're alone, Q.
Fade is 1 HP.
Hold my tree.
Yeah, I have it.
1 HP, minus 7.
Player
Exit.
standing.
He's 1 HP, 1 HP.
Hey, guys, we need
Whoa.
to play so much, we need to play together, okay?
Guys, yeah.
And BBL straight
Yeah,
back
how's he won
to
that
it
one?
after what has been some good consecutive
This is
rounds.
fun listening,
Yeah,
though.
and I mean, look, the big takeaway there is just the words exchanged at the end of the round on the Pacific side. We need to play together. I think you saw it. Case in point here. You know, Ninja has license to play around with his TP, but it's stuff like this. Alorante getting caught.
Chat, is there
in
any
the back
translators?
line.
You know when they
Sure,
when they
into the
killed
retake, you've gotta
Alorante
take
on the
some
flank,
risk and, you know, Ninja was baiting for the
And
steps there
then-
for Cupid to get active, but it just falls apart in the middle.
and then Rose was running
BBL
to
offered a
here.
way back in. It's still a
Did someone call
5-round
him out
gap,
for spacing and he had to
but
pause?
Pacific don't have a purchase. And I mean,
He called back to
what
A.
a
Did anyone
spectacular way this would
call
be
him out for
to
spacing? 'Cause
lose
he
the
like paused
series.
and tried to work out if
Yeah,
it was
I mean, you'd be
if someone
forever
said something or
thinking
what.
about it in your nightmares,
LaRock said it. Okay.
haunting
Nice.
you, and well, at the same time, there'll be a 4-round gap.
That's cool, man.
Waddle, the one to check the tree space. BBL have no players B main, so that should be a straight up A exec.
so it's into Waddle with this bandit. The sand progression, a little late. No real heads up on that one. Waddle left to his own devices, and so BBL in a very strong position to convert this round. It's almost guaranteed at this point, and I think that brings us back to what we were saying earlier. Pacific
Can you still spam the orb
needing
ball?
to
Yeah.
win some of those gutsy rounds when, you know, you're maybe favored in purchase or
planted.
you're looking in a strong position, converting advantages. Well, we saw a lot of that in the last stage, and you can then put that down to things like communication. When
Seven
you brought in a
gets
player
all-
such as Waddle, you've got that extra bit
I
of
kind of want
vocality
to let
about you, and
LaRock
you know,
hunt
you
a
feel like this
little
team is
bit, like
moving in the
safely
right
hunt.
direction, then why aren't those rounds starting to be won?
If they can get one of these,
Question
all
that I'm
exit
sure
together.
The Pacific
Okay.
players have
Think
the
it's
answer
worth.
for. At this point in time, I'm thinking 7's
might get it.
probably the one you want to be caught out here.
That's the kill that
if
he needs.
any.
Oh.
Oh, I mean,
Oh,
even,
okay.
even just get a kill yourself, mate.
Wasn't
and
that
that'll
safe?
bring the showstopper online. This is questions for the future. Alorante as well, another player who you would probably want to go, and ends up going to the spike. So back within 4.
Yeah. I mean, look, the reason you wanted them going down is they move one closer to their own ultimate, but I think both Rose and LaRock there are actually getting pretty close themselves. So BBL are the ones with I was going to say the better tools here. They have one more ultimate, plain and simple. But for me, I just think Lover's Rock and this Dimensional Drift look fantastic. The desk was talking about it. The amount of presence that he gets on the map with that TP,
Why is no one
with
playing
the
Odin
ultra
or
create
Lotus?
pressure,
They
means that
reinforced
he can be, you know, in multiple lanes at
like
once,
this,
influencing the play.
so you can't spam
and I'm
insta
wondering
now.
if that's going to be the call here from BBL.
I wonder.
Yeah,
I mean,
there goes the TP.
At the same time, like, if you're BBL, you'd be used to playing with Euro, with Neon, right? They've always been this kind of new team, playing on the new agents that have found themselves at the forefront of metas.
Okay. So it's
PCIFIC with a lot of money.
Instead of Lover's Rock or
They're trying to
Rose,
get
this
as
is
many
where
buys as they
PCIFIC
can.
could maybe
Go for light
expect the
armors,
C
and it
pivot.
might be a
So
mistake.
something that Cupid will be thinking about.
I don't know if Lover's Rock's kind of looked into that
PCIFIC
or what,
so
but
heavy towards the
dude, he's
A side
ulting
of
with
the
an
map, so
outlaw. He's not going to
you've
jump
seen
on him
the
with an outlaw, is he?
Dimensional Drift, you've seen the TP coming out, and well, Cupid
Nah, plays
knows
it safe.
exactly where everybody is, looking to play a little bit more respectful and not giving any picks away.
Thinking about Seven, Showstopper coming back into this retake.
Yeah, I think
but
he's popping his
actually
Razor
Valorant
on this
and
one.
Rose as well, as I said. Either of
They
those
didn't
find
let
a kill
the Rock
in
plants. They
defense,
actually don't have a kill. If the Rock
immediately
gets a
have a
kill
way
or
to
Rose
shut
gets a kill, they
down
get
this
all.
retake.
This is a big round.
This retake hangs on a knife's edge. BBL
Wait, that's a cool camera.
Very diligent as they look to try
I've not
and
seen that one
capitalise
before.
on Ninja, but maybe an extension too far, or perhaps key real estate in which to work. Here comes the Showstopper back in. Larocque gone. That ultimate not available now to BBL. Should it come online? PCIFIC start to overwhelm, win the duels, but Loiter activates at the right time, but not
Fine on time.
enough to try and win the round. PCIFIC
Nice, man.
have the defuse.
Should
they have 11.
they
And they have punished BBL's post.
have let Larocque plant and get the Razor for the
It was that
Razor?
exact exchange that we were wondering if we were going to see there. Seven wins
I think
it
it's
out
pretty
with
bad
the Showstopper.
orb management, to be
Rose
honest.
not given enough time to stay alive and
They'd have let him pick
thwart
up the orb over towards C
incoming
before this as
players
well, right?
with the Nightfall either. Of course, both of those will still be available in the following rounds, but Pacific have maintained distance between the sides. And it's just a team effort here. Heading back into BBL's post plant.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Yeah, we have it.
Which I've not been, honestly, too convinced by. And I think that's been a recurring theme from their attack sides in recent times.
Yeah, I think the Gentlemates game, I'm going to say it, and this is maybe a hot take. I think BBL got lucky a lot of the times with their eco rounds, just because and how Gentlemates hit sites that had little to no information, gave BBL duels that realistically, I
Is
mean,
Liquid
shouldn't have
confirmed
won.
in playoffs?
And
Yeah.
rounds that just the momentum went so far against them.
Yeah,
Where,
no, I would agree with that. I
they
wouldn't
were
say it's
last
too
week.
hot. A little bit spicy,
Yeah,
maybe.
okay.
Jalapeno.
Was it last week or was it? No, they played
love
2
that with
games.
your
They were
accent.
beginning of this
is that
week.
like- Is that like a Sil Marcus tomato sauce?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's a classic.
Shout out Navi So Marcus.
Yeah.
The only person in the world that thinks ketchup is spicy. In that case, Pacific, their campaign so far has been ketchup-like.
Yes.
But now is their chance to really crank up the heat. They've got a full buy here. Cupid left out on a Guardian, but other than that, Ninja one away from a tour de force. They've got a couple things they can work off, but it's to stop BBL getting back into this game. And Seven,
Whoa, they went
with
for
little
something.
support other than, what, maybe a paranoia there from Cupid?
They went for
Just
something.
launches himself
Did they want to
into
pinch
BBL.
them in spawn from everywhere?
Or
we're just hoping that they were gonna hold far back.
I mean, even the Showstopper
They went
off the
aggro in
back
all
of it,
3
Cupid
lanes.
caught in no man's land. Pacific have let this round slide.
I think actually you can see immediately they want to cut their losses and go for an immediate save. BBL always a team that are going to probe you in post-plant, look for where that retake's coming in from, so I wonder how quickly they realise
That
and
would
at
work
what point
against Fnatic. I mean, that
go
one
to
would
try and
work against
recover some of
Fnatic
that
probably.
weaponry.
I mean,
But I think this one...
The problem
this
is
like a bit
normally
of a
if you
let-off,
do
right? It
like
comes
this
down
and
to
this,
a poorly executed
they're
set
gonna
piece at the
react.
start of the
So
round.
somewhere, if you're going like
what happens in the follow-up,
like
though?
this on
I mean,
3,
the one thing that you
if
can
you're
say,
W
that's a
keying
win.
on all of these,
BBL
they're gonna
used
catch
the
you W
Showstopper
keying.
and they also used Kreven's ultimate. And
It's much better to do this
the neural
into
theft
like you
is
wait for
very
them.
circumstantial. But the key thing about Kreven is he's always good to find one kill, get it off,
I
and
think
then
they just went a
good
little
to call
too
his
aggro.
round from there.
Sure.
Unless they're trying to make him go in,
right?
unless they're trying to make him go into C, but at the same time,
that's the one mark on the record.
I've never seen a.
Let's wait to see what the adaptation looks like, because you can see what they were trying
You can
to
just
do.
tell here it's kind of fine.
Set the tempo a little bit.
I
And
don't
on the
know, it
other
didn't
side,
work. They went for
BBL
something,
have
it
been
didn't
pretty
work.
receptive to everything
Is what
thrown
it
at
is.
them so far. Out of these last few rounds, they have looked much the better team, and with the exception of their post plant on round 17, they're starting to get back in control of this game.
Have you watched the VOD of NRG Lev? Nah. I'll probably watch it on like Monday morning or something.
Really, I mean, it's a knife's edge between
yeah,
coming
it's
back
like not a full comeback, but you're not over the line either.
Yeah, exactly. This Ninja still has his TP away as he's got utility trying to find exactly where he is. I don't know if he's in range to see that TP either.
This is honestly one of the first times it feels like Ninja's actually taken an aggressive line and been looking to stop BBL early. Seem to have at least identified some of that presence in B main with the Prowler.
This is kind of cool with the chamber.
First time, Cupid finds himself with no recourse on this C site.
Yeah, but Ninja's seen the fake TP and would have put Cupid on high alert, and that's exactly the case.
At the same time, the leak out here is like normally good to dodge a Prowler also.
Once again, this time though, 7 is here in supply.
They're just going to move one player over the whole way across the map. VALORANT left behind on B, maybe Waddle coming in here to support with his ult. He's going to be late, and actually, yeah, it's a full concession here from Pacific. Cupid maybe trying to TP past the ult, but
Mike's gonna be a little
has
late.
to respect this.
Oh, but I mean, the BBL players have no respect for Pacific as they fight into CT and get the advantage.
Yeah, excellent duel there.
It was a nice
into
idea
that
as well.
unmarked space,
Omen
and so
flash. Kind of felt like
Pacific
Pacific maybe expecting it as well,
decision
playing
to
in front of
make.
the
It's a
angle.
3 versus 4 retake if they want.
Oh,
They're
you
just
don't
gonna
need to
invest
do that with
ultimate.
the
They're going
scoreline.
for this.
Yeah, they're going to send it forward. The thing is do they clear Loiter? They do now. And Lovers Rock and Rose fight towards backside. Still alive somehow, but finally the spam
7
hits.
HP?
2-on-2.
Yeah, got to note though, Lovers Rock low, and he's coming from Waterfall. Do you consider this Pacific? Because that's the real thing that the round is going to hinge on, finally seen, and that's probably going to play in. Kreven, no, Ninja has given things up. Happy to concede the round to their opponents within 3. Things start to get worrying for Pacific.
Yeah, the fade or
As you said, really hangs in the balance
fade or
here.
in the
Ninja is gonna win the
3v4
duel,
retake
so
is
Lovers Rock goes down.
winning this.
after
When
the
you're winning
spike
this much, it just doesn't have to
detonates,
happen.
but 4 from 5
Then they
is
can
pretty
buy
damning now.
next no matter
and
what as well.
I think you could definitely see a bit of a disconnect there. Pacific having to make that decision whether to play for the set retake. You knew that with Waddle's ult, that was always going to be a win condition. But even here, as he steps into that smoke in backside, then walks out entirely by himself. VALORANT's removing the spy cam dart. It's all just a little messy. And kind of like Minnie was saying as well, you know, you find yourself in this sort of situation
Violently
and you
tilted.
just
I
don't
think
know
at the
how to
ult.
win until you get to that position, right? And it feels like they're choking up before they've even got to map 3.
I would agree with that. But at the same time, yet to call a timeout. I mean, that stuns me in itself, right? That just shows you how good this map has been for Pacific so far. But finally, with what has been 4 rounds out of 5 in the rifles for BBL, gonna have that timeout come through.
Yeah, it's the impact on the other side that Key's been able to offer as well. He obviously didn't have any timeouts left, and so Pacific have offered a bit of reprieve here by checking back in on the other side with Thinky and Zayas. You've just got so many players on Pacific that rely heavily on that confidence more than anything else. So I think as you start to see it get drained away from them here, the writing is on the wall. You can't let that take you over, as we've seen their performances be emblematic of that previously. Ninja changing up where he wants to play with this rendezvous. Maybe looking for a peek through tree this time, as the rest of BBL have their sights set on a bit of a C split. B main control has actually been recovered.
Same wall as earlier. Again, this wall kind of leaks
Initial
out over
sand
towards
gleam,
trees. If
and
they
now
do
broken
send a
up.
Prowler out here, a lot of the times the Prowler will like go to clear this, and
BBL,
if the wall's up,
very
it won't
slow on
hit
the
you.
uptake, just because of that timeout. Looking to see where the adaptations are. But I mean, it's more of the same
very passive on
realistically.
this one.
Yeah.
Cooper is left on an island.
So the amount of times we've seen him solo defending C, as the Omen player, you've got the TPs to get out, but I find it ridiculous that we've not had one round with VALORANT here on the Viper. Mini talking about how strong this agent is, especially on those defender-sided rounds. Just trying to see on the map right now where exactly the orb has been placed. It is on A. Put a little circle for you at home. Oh, whoops. I've missed. There it is. I promise he doesn't have to.
Might happen here.
30 seconds
Right
left.
there.
Keep an eye on this Prowler. Wall up.
Rock is starting to scale
Oh, Prowler.
towards A. Oh,
Do they?
Ninja.
He does?
Using this wall again.
But he's dodged it all.
None of the
Oh
bullets
my
have
god.
hit. The players run
he take the
elsewhere.
time?
Ninja unlucky
He
not
got
to get
stuck.
more than one. But as
He
they start
accidentally
to
didn't
pivot
make it
towards
through
B,
the door and they got a
Lotus
kill
here.
because of
Good
it.
sees.
It
Tim
could have been
getting
so much
more,
worse,
but that
really.
one huge from Rose. It
I'm on
stops
this one.
anyone else
Satchel
from
looks good.
getting out. This, Satchel
Oh,
just
dude, it
hits at
didn't
the
just
wrong
move him far
time.
enough. He just,
BBL into pole.
because it's in their
First one
air,
missed
it
a
like
moment
pushes
too
him down.
late.
Not sure if it was
Devastating.
broken there, but into the retake. Not the
Need to
best
make
of
him, like,
tools
hop a
for
little
Pacific
bit.
to try and play off. Prowler, Paranoia.
Yeah.
But nothing for BBL. So they're looking for heads-up gunfights, and you can see the group now merging into Blue Room, setting
Still
up
looking
this
like a good
crossfire.
retake from Pacific.
Was worried
Because
about Steers
this
being
plant
pushed after
is
what
not good with
BBL
just
had
this
done
space, so
on
they have to
A,
fight
but
site
now
here,
it's just
and they're in the
full
middle,
focus
they're in
on
the
this
open.
B retake, and his body's in main. That's going to be an issue as Ninja grabs the attention from heaven. BBL have to try and defend this, but it's up to Kraven once again. The spam not
Very,
good,
very nice.
and Pacific will find
got it right.
12 after the timeout.
Yeah, shots just over the
Bad from
shoulder
BBL.
of Cooper, and
They
Pacific
didn't really identify
hang
the
on.
situation and the
12
space
to 8,
that they
4
took.
chances
This isn't
to
good
close
for their
out
plant.
map pick and send us on to a decider.
Had to do something.
Anybody's best guess what happens by the time we get to Ascent, if we get to Ascent, because this is a first round in a while.
It's just nicely set up by Pacific. I think that's the key thing. The fact that there's patience in getting bodies in main. The fact that they take their time to make sure that there's nobody nobody coming up through stairs as Cooper gives us sign of the cross,
goes
trying to
with
get God on his side, it seems like, and that's just what has been going
Good
against
damage.
Pacific. Little moments. This Ninja is the one on C this time.
And I really like this. He's got the support of Aloe, like I was saying. This Viper orb
This
just
time they
stalls it
actually pick
out,
up the
allows
orb
the
to
rotation
give them
to
ult
take
into the
place.
round.
There is going to be a
Yoru.
Yoru ult here, but who else on BBL can join up with Lover's Rock?
And
He's
it,
not
but I
seen
think they saw
anyone
him.
either.
Good molly.
No, Ninja managing to dodge all of it. A flashback in, and VALORANT caught out. Advantage once
Oh,
again
dude,
to
he was still
BBL,
stuck with the
and it just
tether.
compounds. Waddle trying to fight
Look at those
back in.
HPs.
Damage is good. A pop and swing, but not
Dude, why
anything
does
to
that keep
convert
happening to
from.
Waddle?
Cooper thrown in the till,
Spike planted.
and it will be back within 3.
Once a half, he has a shocker.
If you're looking at the Pacific perspective, oh my God, that's a mouthful. Larrock on 17 HP. Rose spammable on the other side of the wall there. But Pacific not able to play on site. Lover's Rock commanding so much respect with that Yoru ultimate to just clear it out and leave no corner unscathed. 3 more opportunities for them here in regulation. Of course, that win against Foot did come through overtime.
I will say though, every time
It was
it's
an
like a
extension
normal
of play
round
that we weren't
without
really
ults for
expecting, to be
BBL, I
honest.
think they're
The
losing
scoreline
them.
very similar to this.
But this
Very
will be one where
quickly,
unless they
this
get like an
can
opening
be
pick and an
turned
orb, I
around
don't
for
think it's going to
BBL, and
happen in
We've seen them do it before.
terms of an
We've
ult.
seen them find rounds out of nowhere.
Dude, this tether was
For the
good.
most part, we look
Actually got him
at
too.
the round count and how it's gone, has it? And right now, I'm seeing what, I mean, from every round played so far, which would be 9, it's been 8 post plants for BBL.
Yeah.
Which will be frustrating for someone like Key.
Absolutely no issues whatsoever in gaining access to these sites. Pacific not quite digging in their heels. You can see here it's a mixed investment, but Ninja has the tour de force out. He's tying things together through the middle of the map. Viper's Pit on C, but Pacific are heading into the strong side here. 3 bodies ready to defend A. And look at
big
this
fight.
disrespect from Cupid searching out the other side of the smoke. Only 1 shot down for Waddle, leaves
He's
his
unlucky
captain
to not get
behind
another
with
there.
a lot of work to do. Phantom in hand, but TP's away.
Yeah, respects it in the end. And VALORANT is about to drop.
Yeah.
Notification given to BBL. They can pivot to where they'd like, just not B main, because that's where Ninja is.
And I like this setup from PCIFIC as well, because you've also left behind a trademark in C main. The fact that you've got
Keep
Ninja
it. Dude, he was tempted
on B
twice
as
to
well.
go
He's
for it.
ready to move off of this contact in blue room and fight it with
This
the
is good. They had the boom bot. They're going to go back, make sound over towards here, pivot over towards B. We'll say if Ninja does hit a shot that's slow, it's going to be devastating.
It feels like it's all on him.
Yeah. So Ninja's got to play these angles right. Doesn't want to walk back into
Does hit,
trouble.
just through the
Deals some
wall.
damage onto Kreven. He's low, but still yet to be removed from the round. Lovers Rock looks the opposite way to drop the TP and gets caught by Alorante, pushed up into spawn. So now
They're doing it
BBL
again.
cornered.
Yeah, that they are.
They're
You can
doing
see
it again.
PCIFIC
They
once
planted and
again,
they...
grouping
Okay,
up,
hold up.
taking their
Do they
time.
realize that
They've
they need
done
to do
this
something?
retake
Yeah,
before.
nice.
Actually, with that cam into
They're
waterfall
learning.
by Kreven, it's just unlocked
Learning
a
in
little
real
bit of extra
time.
space here for BBL to move into. You can see a much stronger angle to hold the heaven push. Loiter walking away with 3, and it's all come apart. Ninja not able to find the first of the kills as LaRock drops back
Big nades
into
for first
cover.
tap.
This duo have been almost impossible to get past. Ninja's found the first,
Oh my
needs
God.
second clean.
Oh my
Damage
God.
onto Loiter. Is there time?
Yeah,
Yes, there is.
he's got it.
Ninja has done
Damn,
it
bro.
right at the death.
It's a nice clutch.
13 to 9.
We gotta
with
go
PCIFIC
Ascent.
Picking up Lotus. We're
The
going
dreams
all
for
the
Foot
way.
A red
as well.
bull clutch
Still
from
alive.
Ninja, and he identifies the threats that he needs to. But we've been here before. We've
have.
seen this